Well. Today is January 10th, 2022, which means that it is exactly 1 year tomorrow of the anniversary of the first episode of the show. I just want to thank everybody who has been listening, who's shared us with friends, who has tuned in religiously every week when the show airs. Thank you guys so much for making us the top 2% around the globe. I am just blown away from your support. We cannot do what we do without you. Thank you guys for giving us great reviews and for rocking with us. We got some cool stuff coming in 2022, so stay tuned. Love you guys. Today's Girl Which Way show is brought to you by Shalia Speaks. Shalia Speaks is the umbrella that the Shalia brand stands under. Whether it's coaching sessions, books, or speaking, Shalia Speaks is the vehicle that gets my voice out to you all. Visit shaliavinny.com and book a coaching session, find out more about me, grab one of my books, and more. I can't wait to connect more with you. Hello and welcome to the Girl Which Way podcast, the show that exists because life is a journey, but you still need direction. Grab your tribe and get ready because each episode will be talking about our real life issues, answering questions, and building solid relationships with one another as we heal and learn. I'm your host, your girl, Shalia Vinny, and today's show is for those of you who have the right mindset, but it gets muddled because you have no real sense of direction. Today we talk standards and boundaries. Don't miss this one. Okay, so the last time we talked, we were prepping for the new year and discussing those resolutions and how we would need to go after the things we wanted in 2022. Now, I realize that having a plan isn't easy. Honestly, the best laid plans even often fail. But the question is, why is that? You have no standards and you haven't yet learned to set boundaries. Standards and boundaries can be applied to any area of life you want. So the information I'm going to share, take it with a grain of salt and apply it to whatever area it is needed in your life. So first of all, what are standards? Standards are like a set of behaviors or beliefs or values that you've decided to live by. Standards govern how you live your life, what people learn to expect from you, and what you're willing to put up with. Why are standards so important? Did you know that people that fail to set standards tend to suffer from low self-esteem and self-respect, tend to lack self-confidence and belief in themselves, have the potential to be pushovers, tend to have poor habits that damage certain areas of their life or health or relationships or career success, or they lack strong willpower, they tend to repeatedly break the promises they make to themselves, they tend to accept laziness and procrastination and disorganization just as part of their daily lives. Usually they don't live up to their full potential because they don't even try. They also tend to have a poor drive or ambition. You got to get some standards or I guarantee you're going to fail. Having standards is definitely harder than it sounds, but what can you do to take control of your life right now? Create a compelling vision for your life. Write this down. Who are you? Who do you want to be? Number 2, you have to determine what areas of your life you must improve to achieve your vision. Doesn't matter if it's your finances, relationships, career, or family and friends. Number 3, you've got to figure out your why. Your why is what will keep you going when you want to quit. Your why will remind you not to quit. Why are you trying to change? What's in it for you? Number 4, you've got to create some new routines. From the time you wake up until you lie down at night and everything in between. What's your routine? What are you listening to, watching? Who are you talking to? You're going to have to carve out the time and focus to see things through. Lastly, you're going to need to sharpen up your close circle because like it or not, the company you keep plays a big role in your outcomes. Now, this is where boundaries are going to come to play. A boundary is defined as a line that marks the limits of an area or a dividing line. Now, there are 5 different types of boundaries. Physical. This refers to your personal space, your privacy, and your body. You might be someone who's comfortable with public displays of affection, like hugs, kisses, holding hands, or you might be someone who prefers not to be touched in public. That's a boundary. Sexual. These are your expectations concerning intimacy. Sexual comments, touches, whatever it is, might be uncomfortable for you. Number 3, intellectual. These boundaries concern your thoughts and belief system. Your intellectual boundaries are not respected when someone dismisses another person's ideas and/or opinions. Number 4, emotional. This refers to a person's feelings. You might feel comfortable sharing your feelings about everything with a friend or a partner, or you might prefer to not tell them anything. It's up to you. Number 5, financial. This one, as you guessed it, of course, is about money. If you like to save money or you are someone that's very frugal, you might not want to loan money to friends who are more reckless with their money. All of these things are boundaries, and they're all things to take seriously. Which boundary do you want to work on? One of them, all of them? You have to be grounded in your conviction. If you come away from a conversation with friends, family, or anyone for that matter, and you feel depleted or anxious or wound up, it's probably because some boundaries were crossed. So now that is clear as mud, what is the difference between a standard and a boundary? Thomas Leonard summarized standards and boundaries in a way that no one else has to me. He said, a standard is a yes and a boundary is a no. He says, boundaries are what you have determined that other people or environments cannot do to you. So boundaries are basically a no. No, you cannot be rude to me. No, you cannot ignore me. No, you cannot dump that task on me. Standards, however, are the behavior/excellence that you naturally hold yourself to. So standards are basically a yes. Yes, I treat others well. Yes, I'm honest. Yes, I'm someone who learns quickly. Yes, I'm someone who gives freely of myself for my time. See the difference? Today's Girl Which Way show is brought to you by Shalia Speaks. Shalia Speaks is the umbrella that the Shalia brand stands under. Whether it's coaching sessions, books, or speaking, Shalia Speaks is the vehicle that gets my voice out to you all. Visit shaliavinny.com and book a coaching session, find out more about me, grab one of my books, and more. I can't wait to connect more with you. So we've been talking about setting boundaries and having standards. And now that we know what is what, let's talk more about boundaries specifically and how to be better at enforcing them. So here are 5 ways to be better at boundaries. Number 1, start small. If you don't have any boundaries in place already, the idea that you have to create some is very, very overwhelming and confusing, actually. So start small. Even if it's just one little thing at a time that you want to be better at, start with that and build your way up. Number 2, talk about it with your loved ones, your business associates, whoever you need to set boundaries with. Communication is going to be critical in the world of boundaries, especially if you know these people consistently overstep the boundaries you put in place. Number 3, don't wait. Sometimes it can be really hard to start putting boundaries onto a relationship when you already have a relationship with someone. Like once you guys have already become friends or you're in a relationship, you then want to turn around and change things. That's hard to do. So the sooner you can meet someone and establish boundaries, the better it is for everyone involved. It's really easy to start something than to go back and change something. Number 4, keep them up and do not waver. Letting boundaries slide can lead to confusion and encourage new expectations and demands among those people around you. So you've got to be consistent and you've got to mean what you say, no matter who it is. You've got to stand firm. Number 5, don't be afraid to walk away. If someone refuses to respect your boundaries after you've made your stance clear, it might be time to walk away from that person. Honoring someone's boundaries is a sign of respect. And if someone can't meet you where you stand on something, do they even respect you? And do you even want someone in your life like that? Move on. If you've ever been told that you were too nice, if you constantly find yourself regretting conversations because you wish there was more you would have said or done, you regret not standing up for yourself and letting people walk all over you, if you have goals to accomplish but haven't been able to exactly narrow down a plan of action, this is for you. It's 2022 and we have had enough of mediocrity. We have had enough of being invisible and playing it safe just to get by. It's time to change the trajectory of our lives and relationships one decision at a time. This is the time to go for what rightfully belongs to us. Fear is a mindset and we've been there, done that, and bought the t-shirt. It's time for a wardrobe change and a mindset shift. Head held high, chest up, chin up. We are stronger and more capable now than we've ever been before. Those that weren't meant for us have exited our lives or are on their way out, and we learn from them what we needed to learn. We take what was meant as losses for us and repurpose it as wins and stepping stones to help lead us to our destinies. Standards are how we will present ourselves to the world going forward. And boundaries mean we will escort folks out who cannot respect them. Go and be the best version of yourself, the version you've been holding back all this time. Let's tear 2022 up. You ready? I can't wait to see what you do this year. I love you and I am rooting for you. Today's show is brought to you by Shalia Speaks. Please rate the show on your favorite streaming platform and share it with one person who you think needs to hear it, and then ask them to do the same. Remember, good, better, best. We will never let it rest. Till your good is better and your better is best. Until next time, your friend and motivator, Shalia. Bye.